Hey everyone! Welcome back to my studio here, Hollywood adjacent. We had to move it indoors. There's a little bit of a situation outside. But week 6 in the NFL, and it was amaze balls. The Saints were at home against the Giants, so needless to say, I was in the Superdome watching all of the action up close. Welcome home, Eli. Supposedly the Saints were going up against the #1 defense in the league, but I don't know, 48 points later, and that nonsense has been dismissed, and it was by far one of the funnest games I have ever been to. At one point in time, I said, OMG, offense again. But side note to the Giants, when y'all wear your gray pants, we can totally see your butt sweat. A really fun thing about beating up on the Giants, though, is tracking down all of your friends that are Giants fans the following week and talking some shit. So it's been a great week. It's also been a great week for my second favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings, who are also undefeated at 6-0. So, of course, that leads a lot of people to come up to me and start talking about the postseason. Here's what I have to say about the postseason. We are 10 or 11 games away from that. So while it's very exciting and I may have established a postseason budget, there's a lot of football left to be played. On to the award. The Drew Brees Award this week has got to go to Tom Brady. According to one of my producers, Ethan Balls Havener, he said I had to give it to Tom Brady. And even my dad said, Amy, if you don't give it to Tom Brady, you're going to lose your credibility. So Tom Brady, you get the Drew Brees Award this week because, yeah, you had 6 touchdowns, 5 in 1 quarter, but you beat the Tennessee Titans, so big deal. Anyway, I'm also going to give a runner-up Drew Brees Award this week to Drew Brees. He had 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 7 different Saints scored. Even Reggie scored, which is awesome. Hot Mess of the Week Award goes to Mark Sanchez. 5 interceptions, 0 touchdowns, and a loss against the Bills. But the one thing that Mark Sanchez has going for him is that he is really, really cute. And you can't say that about all the NFL quarterbacks. Speaking of Jay Cutler, the Bears totally lost to the Falcons, and that's good for me because I started Matt Ryan on my fantasy team this week. I don't know what happened between the Eagles and the Raiders because McNabb got sacked 6 times and the Eagles lost. Do the Raiders have a secret defense that hasn't been playing all season? Such a mystery. Okay, on to a new quick segment called In My Box. I'm talking about email, people. Settle it down. I wrote an email to Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator for the Saints, and he totally wrote me back because we're new best friends. He said, thanks for the email. I'm glad you guys are enjoying and supporting the Saints. There was always a good defensive team here for the Saints. I'm happy to be here to help them out. Have a good week. OMG. Hi, awesomeness. Now, let's dabble in a little bit of college action because the Iowa Hawkeyes are 7-0 because they beat up on Wisconsin this week. What's up, Big Ten? You got some real football playing. And USC totally beat Notre Dame. But when I was looking at the game before, I was like, wait a minute. Doesn't USC always beat Notre Dame? And then I watched part of the game and I was like, oh, yeah. USC always does. Fight on, Trojan friends. Let me tell you what went down when I was leaving the Superdome this week. It was me. I totally fell. I don't know what happened, if I slipped in a drink or what, but all of a sudden I fell down and these women swooped in, totally picked me back up. They were like my O-line. I was like a quarterback that just got sacked. But I want everyone to know that after a quick x-ray on Tuesday, I'm totally listing myself as probable for the weekend. Thanks so much, y'all. We'll see you next week.